A jury has just reached a verdict in one of the most watched trials of the spring. A doctor from Maui stood accused of trying to kill his wife on a scenic Hawaiian cliff trail. The jury has spoken. Plus, the Gilgo Beach serial killer enters a guilty plea in court, and the family of a missing grandmother marks more than 2 months with no answers. And in today's Deep Look, 5 college students cracked a 34-year-old cold case murder, but the justice system delivered a twist no one expected. I'm Morgan Voss. This is True Crime Today. Today's episode is brought to you by Nikki Hunt, Private Eye. You can follow Nikki and get her newest case, Wills and Won'ts, on Amazon. Our lead story is the case of Gerhardt Konig, Maui, Hawaii. A jury in Honolulu has found Maui doctor Gerhardt Konig guilty of attempted manslaughter. Konig is 47 years old. He was accused of attacking his wife, Ariel Konig, during a hike on the Palipuka Trail northeast of Honolulu in March 2025. Prosecutors painted a picture of jealousy and calculation. They said Konig was consumed by his wife's emotional involvement with a coworker. According to prosecutors, he tried to push Ariel off the cliff. When that did not work, they say he attempted to inject her with a syringe. Then he bashed her head with a rock. Konig testified in his own defense. He told the jury Ariel attacked him first. He said she tried to push him over the cliff and struck him with a rock. He maintained that his actions were self-defense. After deliberating for more than 8 hours, the jury returned their verdict: guilty. But on the lesser charge of attempted manslaughter, citing extreme mental or emotional disturbance. That is a step below the attempted murder charge prosecutors originally sought. Prosecutors are now asking for the maximum sentence, that is 20 years in prison. Sentencing is scheduled for August. Konig's defense attorney says they respect the verdict, but plan to appeal. Ariel Konig was present in the courtroom. Now to our case updates. Update 1. Rex Heuermann, the Gilgo Beach killings. On Wednesday, in a Suffolk County, New York courtroom, Rex Heuermann pleaded guilty to murdering 8 women. Heuermann is a 62-year-old architect from Long Island. Under questioning by the district attorney, he admitted to strangling all 8 victims. He admitted to dismembering some of them, using burner phones to contact them, and wrapping their bodies in burlap before leaving them near Gilgo Beach. The 8 victims are Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Melissa Barthélemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, Jessica Taylor, Valerie Mack, Sandra Costilla, and Karen Vergata. As part of his plea agreement, Heuermann agreed to cooperate fully with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or FBI. Sentencing is scheduled for June 17th. Update 2. Nancy Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie, 84, has now been missing for 68 days. She disappeared from her home in the Catalina foothills area outside Tucson, Arizona on January 31st of this year. Investigators believe she was abducted. Blood evidence at the scene was confirmed to be hers. Ransom demands, made in cryptocurrency, have now expired without resolution. A person of interest was detained and released in February. No charges have been filed. The family has offered a $1 million reward for information. Nancy's daughter, NBC Today anchor Savannah Guthrie, returned to work this week for the first time since her mother vanished. The investigation remains active. Update 3. Sandra K. Davis, Waycross, Georgia. Freddie Lee Granger Jr. has been arrested in the 1984 murder of Sandra K. Davis. Davis was killed on September 1, 1984. Her case went unsolved for more than 4 decades. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation's cold case unit linked Granger to the crime using DNA evidence. Granger was arrested on April 1st of this year. No court date has been announced. And finally, our deep look: the Cynthia Gonzalez cold case and the grand jury twist. In September 1991, Cynthia Renee Gonzalez left her home in Arlington, Texas. She was a young mother. She was going to meet a client. She never came home. Her body was found shot multiple times in rural Johnson County. For 34 years, no one was charged with her murder. In the fall of 2024, 5 students at the University of Texas at Arlington enrolled in a new cold case investigation course. They were handed Cynthia's files. What they found would make national news. The students spent weeks working through 400 to 500 documents, crime scene photographs, police reports from 1991. What they uncovered was a relationship. Cynthia Gonzalez and a woman named Janie Perkins had shared a romantic partner. Weeks before the murder, that partner told Perkins he was leaving her for Cynthia. The students also found accounts from multiple people who said Perkins had confessed to friends over the years. The students brought their findings to investigators. Law enforcement took the case seriously. In November 2025, Janie Perkins was arrested and charged with capital murder. For Cynthia's family, after 34 years, there was finally a name. Then came the twist. In March 2026, a grand jury declined to indict Perkins. The district attorney's office said the evidence was not admissible in court. Witness accounts of alleged confessions, decades-old documents. None of it met the legal standard required to take the case to trial. Perkins was released. This case puts into sharp focus a tension that surfaces in cold case investigations. A suspect can be identified, an arrest can be made, but the courtroom requires something more specific. Proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Evidence that is admissible under rules that apply today. The students did extraordinary work. Law enforcement agreed with their conclusion enough to make an arrest, but the justice system could not take it further. Frustrating to say the least. Cynthia Gonzalez's murder remains officially unsolved. On Friday, we are watching for developments in the Ventura County cold case murder of Lob Niga. A suspect was arrested last week after new DNA amplification technology linked Jose Jimenez to the 2014 killing in an Oxnard, California park. That arrest is expected to move toward a preliminary hearing. That's your True Crime Today. I'm Morgan Voss. Stay informed, stay safe.